Yo, honestly, I feel like some days we're just reading Solana like a book. I mean, the moves that this thing has been making and the way that we've been prepared for literally every single move that it has made has been absolutely outstanding. And today we just made a move that we talked about literally yesterday in the video. So we're going to just update you guys on what I'm expecting next and how I think it's going to go forward. We've been on a great roll here. Let's just keep the ball rolling, shall we? So looking at Solana, what we can see is that the move we talked about yesterday came to fruition. In yesterday's video, I told you while we were right here, I said, look, I think we have less than 24 hours before we see this thing break out. Statistically, it has about a 70% chance of breaking to the upside, so that's what I'm going to guess is going to happen. And as you can see here, literally about 8 hours later, we got the breakout here. I told you all that I would not be buying until it broke $176. And once it broke $176, that is the point in time where I would be doing even more accumulation. And I did make those buys. I did get in on those, and they are now up a nice little 6 to 7%. Not too shabby. Now, you also know we did the majority of our buying recently right in here. Okay, I was telling you guys in multiple videos over and over again, look, my company's indicator is going off like crazy. It's telling us to buy. DCA plus means DCA in, or dollar cost average in. And it was saying, look, buy here, buy here. I have alerts set up to just notify me on my phone, so it just sends me a text message. It's a good time to buy. 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 And you guys can see, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. I've told you all multiple times how good the indicator is. I've told you all that you can get a 30-day money back guarantee if you want to try it, because I know it's that good. You're not going to want a refund for the most part. And I also know that you can get 20% off, so you can go to the link down below and go check it out if you'd like to. But at the end of the day, like I mentioned before, I mean, this thing has been absolutely smashing it since these purchases here. And then since this purchase, like I told you that we would be doing in yesterday's video. So no more of the, I'm not necessarily bragging, but I mean, guys, we've been on point. We've been on point, and you guys have been on point. Some of you in the comment sections have been going absolutely insane with your trades. And so with that, let's talk about what we expect next. Well, I told you all that once we did get the breakout of $176, I wouldn't be doing any more buying until we were able to clear $195, but realistically about $200. The reason being is because this is still a psychologically very hard level for us to clear. Not only is it a hard level for us to clear, at this given point, we've still not set a higher low, or the higher high. Okay, we're still setting, at this point, lower high, and if this pulls back, we're still setting a lower high. So although this feels good, and although we did make good gains, it doesn't really mean much because the trend is still downwards. So the reason why I'm not buying any more right now is that the room to the upside is now limited. There's still just this little bitty move to the upside, and until we make that move, we are at risk constantly of the price getting pulled all the way back down to $176. Now, not only are we at risk of it because we're quite simply just in a downtrend, but we're also currently at this given point running into this little micro Fibonacci zone. As you can see, if we go swing high to swing low, we're now sitting in between this Fibonacci zone between 190 and 184. And at any given point, this zone can reject the price back to come maybe back test this previous point of resistance, try to flip it into support, and then maybe look for a continuation to the upside. And so knowing that the risk is right here, and knowing that we might at any given point see this pullback, I'm not buying right now. And I just don't think it's a good idea to be buying right now, especially after buying right here, and especially after buying right here. So what I would go ahead and say is that I'm going to play this two ways. You guys know I always give you options. And every single time I give you options, we're generally prepared for whatever's going to happen. Yes, I'm going to say the price can go up or down, but you'll understand in a second. Hear me out. So let's talk about option number one. Option number one is that Solana's price comes back up and breaks $195 to $200. I really want it to clear $195, and $195 is realistically the level, right? Especially considering this previous high. But knowing $200 is right above it, I can't ignore that level. I can't ignore $200. So because of that, I have to raise my buy zone a little bit to 200, just knowing how strong that level is going to be psychologically. So let's just go ahead and say we break this zone between 195 and 200. I'm going back in. Okay, I might even open up a long trade with the stop loss set below 192, and the reason being is because at that given point, I do think the door is open to a move back up to about $240. If we go swing high to swing low on the fibs, of course, that would put us well past the 618 to 786 zone, put us in position to come back up and not only just clear this $209 level, but likely break up to these extensions between 224 and 244. So I think, if we break this level, I think we're making that move up to some of these levels here, and I would be willing to take a bet to say that that's going to happen. So again, if we see 195 to 200 broken, I'm going in on a long trade, stop loss set probably around 190, 193. Okay, that's option number one. Option number two is its price does get rejected back to the downside here. Okay, option number two is that its price is not able to break this, and it does get the roll back to the downside and hits this previous point of resistance, looking to flip it into support. I want you to understand that this is still a possibility, and I would say it's like a 30 to 40% chance that it happens. What you need to understand is that if we take the distance here, let's go ahead and apply the bottom of this cup to the top of the little handle, okay? And we apply this or sorry, the top of the cup to the bottom of the cup to the top level, we hit the breakout target. Okay, we hit the breakout target of this little cup and handle pattern that we were trying to put in right here. And so because of that, knowing that at any given point, it could reverse. And so being aware of that, I'm going to go ahead and say that under the circumstances that it does reverse, I'm actually going to start really accumulating. If we break down here and we come back down to the same little liquidity zone that we've been getting rejected off of, I'm going to dollar cost average like crazy. I know my indicator is going to be flashing like crazy down at those levels. And so because of that, that is what I would anticipate would be a great buying opportunity. So I'm getting prepared. I'm either going to open a long trade or I'm going to open a dollar. I'm just going to dollar cost average as per usual. Long trades getting in right after $200. Stop loss set around 193 to 194, just in case we get faked out, right? Just in case something like that happens. I don't want to be involved in that. I want to get in on this thing when it's really going to rally. Also, by the way, the leverage I would be on would be very tiny, very minuscule, 2-3x, very hard to get liquidated, isolated, nothing crazy. Okay, nothing crazy. Going crazy leverage right now is just such a terrible ass idea. So that's option number one. Option number two is that its price does roll back, comes back, tries to flip this previous point of resistance into support. At that given point, I would be doing some pretty big dollar cost averages, expecting that we will find either support here or support somewhere a little bit lower and really look to rip to the upside after more of an extended period of consolidation. So that's what I'm expecting next from Solana. I don't think right now is a good time to be buying. I think we're in the middle grounds right now, and it can literally just go in either direction. There's no predicting where it's going to go, and there's not even really a good way to guess where it's going to go. So because of that, I'm prepared for either direction, and that's how I like to operate. I like to tell you guys, if it does this, I will do this. If it does this, then I will do that, and that's the reason why we're always prepared for its moves, and that's the reason why we were buying this thing at $15, $20, $13. I have a $30 average cost on Solana because of, in one of my portfolios, in a $26, $27 average cost in another one of my portfolios. It's because we just do these if this or if then type of investing. Okay, so with that in mind, as I mentioned before, guys, if you want to do check out my indicator, you can see here how well it's done. I mean, and if I go down further, you can see. I mean, look at this. Look at the run there. Go a little bit further. We had this. You zoom out on the perspectives. Boom. Look at that run. Look at this run. It's ridiculous. Okay. Again, 30-day money back guarantee. You can try it out for a month with no risk. And you can also get 20% off right now if you do sign up with my link down below. But overall, I hope you did enjoy today's video. If you did, you can always let me know easily and simply by smashing the like button and subscribing to the channel if you are new. And I will see you all next time. Peace out, everybody.